In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Merciful, Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we serve, and Thee do we beseech for help. Guide us on the right path, the path of those upon whom Thou hast bestowed favors, not of those upon whom Thy wrath is brought down, nor of those who go astray. Ameen. The object of our Muslim prayer, brothers and sisters. The object of Muslim prayer is the purification of heart, which is necessary for spiritual advancement. The benefit of prayer, brothers and sisters. Allah promises many blessings to you if you would turn to Him in prayer. Nations are no doubt destroyed when they indulge in evil inordinately, and they prosper only so long as their good qualities preponderate. I come to you in peace, brothers and sisters. I come to you in peace, a peace which surpasses all understanding. I come to you in peace. This peace that God gives to us is not comprehended by this world, because His peace is not of this world, and He is not of this world. Like you and I, we're not of this world. When I say we're not of this world, I mean that we're not of this spiritual wicked world. We're not of this esoteric and material world. We're not of it. We were sent in to lord it, but we're not of this world. But we are of a spiritual world that has nothing to do with the enmity of man. For man himself is enmity against God. And understand what I'm saying, brothers and sisters. When I said this mankind, when I say man, I mean the mankind, that kind of man that has been trouble for you and I. Ever since we've met him, he has been the devil of our hell. Here in America, we are in hell. We are in hell in this country. And the reason is ever so clear. Because this devil doesn't know the way of peace. He only knows the way of war. And not only that, brothers and sisters, but this devil is calculated. So you and I must be mathematically sound in everything that we do. We have to be mathematically sound as Muslims. We have to be mathematically sound as Christians. And you and I, as Muslims and Christians, need to come together. We need to understand that we must come together. And we must understand that unless we come together, that we're all doomed. And this is very important. This is very, very, very important. So, brothers and sisters, our desire and our prayer in this day and time is that we would come together and do for self and stop leaning and depending on these devils that are in our every waking nightmare, in our every day. This devil is in our every night. Everywhere we turn, we see the devil to our left and right. So you and I have to be in a different mindset and have to understand that these devils who desire to protect their world, in other words, the world that they're ruling, the world that they have control over, this world of demigods, white demigods, these devils, many demigods, who desire to lord and rule one another, have plunged us into their iniquity and their sins. And where iniquity abound, brothers and sisters, sin is present. And where sin is present, iniquity abounds. The brothers and sisters, not only do these devils desire total control, but the mad teaches them to manipulate amongst emotions, amongst psychologies, amongst theologies, amongst spiritual systems, amongst culturalism, amongst customs, policies, and polities, and politics and politricks, and many different spiritual realms and organizations. These devils have invaded the same way they invaded Africa, the same way they invaded the Garden of Eden. They have invaded every area of our lives, both vocational and educationally, to the point that he's able to manipulate us, since he learned us through slavery, which was his scientific anomaly for us, and a phenomenon that he created to be able to understand our feelings and how we respond to different things, how we react on different levels. And upon that, he built a security system to keep us in our place. So I want you to understand that you are fighting and you are challenged by that in which you fight to stay in your place. Now, in order to hold the security of his keep, in order to strengthen his stronghold, brothers and sisters, he has taken those that look like us, look like you and I, and he has manipulated and tricked and beguiled the same way he did Eve. He has done to Eve's seed, those that go away from the spirit of humankind that God has put in us, and the spirit of duty unto God, and yield to the desire of women in this world. And it puts us in a very precarious position, because when a man desires to stop following his father to and go to the mother, then he puts himself in a very precarious position, because there's nothing that the mother can teach nor guide in the male heir, who one day should desire to usurp the authority of the son to become the leader of the planet and the tiller of the planet and the keeper of the planet. I hope you understand me, that we are trapped, brothers and sisters, in this time and this decade of the 21st century. We are trapped, double trapped and triple trapped amongst one another. And in the situation that we find ourselves in, we find brothers and sisters that have been planted among us to confuse us even more so. Now, brothers and sisters, as I come before you this evening, it's gonna really shake up a lot of Muslims, but it won't shake up the true lost and found Muslim. It won't shake up the true brothers and sisters of the faith, but it's going to shake up those Muslims that are emotional and ignorant to the tactics and the wiles of the white man and what he does. And when I say white man, I mean the racist white man. I want to be plain about that. And are there any exceptions? You'll have to answer that. But the only thing that I can say is that if you had 1,000,000 bees coming towards you, and your friend told you, or your brother or sister told you, that 100 of those bees don't have stingers, only a foolish man would waste his time around there searching for the bee without the stinger, while being stung by millions of bees who have stingers. So, brothers and sisters, we must be wise. And we must learn and subject ourselves to the faith even more so, to reshape and mold ourselves. This is necessary. This is very, very necessary. Because the spirit of the antichrist, the spirit of evil that goes against the family, that goes against the standard of family, that has cause division in family, is causing divisions in family, using ignorant people, ignorant brothers and sisters to attack one another, ignorant brothers and sisters to yield to hypocrisy, ignorant brothers and sisters to mistreat those that are amongst one another, to agitate those that you're rising and lying with daily, and then to go out in the spirit of hypocrisy and try to witness to others. Brothers and sisters, we can't do it, and we're all guilty of it, but we can't do it. We've got to reshape, remold ourselves, and yield ourselves to God. And if we do that, then we're not emotional. And that's the challenge. The challenge for the black man is to not be emotional, because the minute you become emotional is when the devil wins. He has the ability to control you when you become emotional. And this subject that we're going to be talking about today is very, very difficult subject. As you can see, I'm taking my time. I'm building up so I can get you to the place where I can talk to you. But I want you to listen, brothers and sisters. Just hear me out. And then after that, I want you to research, and you'll find that what I'm telling you is true. The subject today is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is an agent. And I tell you to add it up. I say the same thing that he says when he's giving facts. I say add it up. And brothers and sisters, I've never been so certain about anything in my life. Any show that I've done, anything that I've ever said, I've always prepared myself with facts. And I've never been so convinced of anything else in my life. And brothers and sisters, I'm so convinced that I believe that God has justified me and is strengthening me right now and has me to put this information out to you. And I'm going to explain it very, very plainly so that the blind can see and the deaf can hear and the lame will be able to walk from this message. There's healing in this message. When I tell you that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is indeed an agent, and his job was to dismantle the Nation of Islam. That Khalid Muhammad is indeed an agent, and his job was to dismantle the Nation of Islam, and that the key was not the Honorable Minister Malcolm X, but the key was to destroy the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And so I'm going to explain this to you. I'm going to try to take my time and explain this to you so that you'll be able to see exactly what I see and what the Most Honorable Minister Silas Muhammad saw, and the Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad, prior to his death, had come to terms with. And you must understand that this is the reason that they hit the kill button. They had to speed up or speed up the tempo on his death. And I want you to understand that, because you and I are engaged in a war, and this war won't end. This war will not end without violence and bloodshed. Not because of you or I. It's not you or I. It's the white man. Everywhere you turn, he's always killing you, abusing you, lying to you, mistreating you, manipulating you. You can't have any peace. He won't let you have any peace. He won't let you have any peace. We're not talking about the exceptions. If you think there are exceptions out there, that's fine. Great. You keep that. Don't tell us about it. You keep it to yourself. But more than not, the white man is killing us. He is killing us. I'm not talking about exceptions. I'm not talking about that because I don't believe in exceptions. I don't believe that because I know exactly what's going on here. I know what's going on. The white man desires to protect his interests. His interest is invested in the spirit of racism and the system of racism and the machinery of racism. That's the white man's interest. His privilege, his white privilege, comes through this machinery. His white privilege comes through the spirit of racism. You must understand that. Because if you don't understand it, you're finished. If you don't understand it, you're doomed already. You're already dead. You're already done if you don't understand it. And there's nothing worse than seeing a mentally dead brother or sister, confused and messed up, and with teaching a philosophy of lies and a history of lies, and having mercy on the very devils that cost them their lives. Now, if you have to move and jiggle to get something done for your black people, and your focus is a certain place for your black people, and you happen to dance with devils, because you're dancing with devils every day. You're dancing with devils every day. And I understand that. I'm sure we all understand that. We're not ignorant. The devil deals with you, you deal with the devil. We understand that. Understand that. Don't be fooled. Deal and don't be fooled. But brothers and sisters, for you to close your eyes to what's going on and lie to yourself and just blessed Allah, just lie to yourself and tell you that that the white man is not your enemy. This system was built against you and I. You'll have to understand that the system of slavery was built against you and I, and we are still in slavery. We're still in slavery. We haven't gotten out. Still in slavery. We haven't gotten out. And no matter how they try to stop you, it's going to always be someone that God, Allah, sends forth to teach and warn you and I about the wiles of this devil that we're fighting every day, every month, every week, every second, every minute of our lives. Because he will not greet you in peace, and he will not leave you in peace. And he has demons. He has demons that he used. The biggest demon he used is Minister Farrakhan, as you said, and to respect to you, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. The biggest demon that the devil used. And brothers and sisters, it is a shame. It's shameful because, and painful. Not only is it shameful, but it's painful because I know that you can't see it. Many of you can't see it. And the mere fact that I'm saying what I'm saying now, the mere fact that I'm saying what I'm saying now, brothers and sisters, has you twisted up and shook up. And you should be. You should be twisted up and shook up, because you should know, like I know, that we've been took, been had, we've been run amok, coat have been tugged, we've been tied and told, misled, run astray. You and I have. We've been misled. And all you have to do is see the history of Minister Farrakhan, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. All you got to do is follow the history. Just follow the breadcrumbs. Just follow the breadcrumbs. It's the game of Hansel and Gretel. Just follow the breadcrumbs, and you'll see exactly what I'm saying, and you will accept what I'm saying as truth. And we're going to deal with this in series, because there should be 4 parts to this. But today is just the introduction of the truth that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is an agent, and to give you the math so you can add it up, to give you the formula so you can add it up. And this algorithm will lead you. This algorithm will lead you to the formula of assassination and orchestrated assassination at that. From a CIA agent and a CIA and FBI operative known as Louis X. So, brothers and sisters, we have a space and time in front of us that can't be taken for granted, because we are on the very cusp. As the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, we're on the very cusp of our freedom. Freedom have already been given. Allah has already set the clock. But we've got to act in it. And it's shameful when we have devils that will lead us back. And when you look at the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan as the greatest copyon and the most green-eyed individual I've ever seen in my life, brothers and sisters. If he can't control it, he don't want it. And he's hungry and very gifted in using ideas and the intelligence of people who would turn over information to him. And why does he use it? Why would any leader use, any black leader especially, want to use any information? The reason that brothers and sisters should want to use information is to get the truth out to brothers and sisters and to strengthen them and to keep them in the spirit of independence and liberation, black liberation, black independence, and teach them to do something for themselves. You and I, what we do for ourselves will last. But if you're on a plantation, and you and I are on a plantation, whether you accept it or not. If you're on a plantation and you working hard, and all your earnings, all your blood, sweat, and tears is going into perfecting that plantation that the devil set you on, and this devil set you on a plantation. And if you don't do for self, you're just perfecting the plantation that the devil set you on. If you're fighting and attacking one another, you're just perfecting the plantation that this devil has set you on. If you're going back, reminiscing, turning around, and romanticizing slavery, romanticizing relationships with the white devil, you are doing nothing but setting yourself back into the same situation that you're in and perfecting this situation. So, brothers and sisters, I desire to talk with you and to point it out, and you'll be wise to watch for these series. That we will have part 1, 2, 3, and 4 of how the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is indeed an agent, and how the CIA and FBI used him to destroy the organization of the Nation of Islam, or to cause a mighty blow, because he hasn't destroyed it. We still have the Most Honorable Khalid Muhammad, who's holding up the original Nation of Islam, the lost and found. The original Nation of Islam and the lost and found. What Muhammad intended. Honorable Khalid Muhammad is holding it up. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, brothers and sisters, is a fake and an agent, and is dangerous to the cause of black people and those that want true freedom. Dr. John Henrik Clarke tried to warn us in 1995, from 92 to 95. Then he told us again in the told us earlier in the late 60s during the death of Minister Malcolm X, and also spoke of the envy and jealousy that Minister Farrakhan had against Malcolm, and though he denied it. Here is a man that put the blade in his own teacher, so to speak, that spoke and carried the clothes of the men who would assassinate Minister Malcolm. And this same man said that he loved Minister Malcolm. Brothers and sisters, you're dealing with a liar, a cheat, a manipulator, and a money-hungry thief. When you think of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And I say this, I know exactly what I'm saying, and I say to the Muslim brothers who feel that you're going to be heroes to jump out and do something to defend the minister, brothers and sisters, you should protect yourself. You should protect yourself, because that means that you're in a worse condition than anyone. And besides, there's no way that I would say something like this and not be prepared. With soldiers of my own, brothers and sisters. So there's no sense in black folks killing black people, because if you come to kill a man who loves his life, he's going to fight to keep it. And all I have belongs to Allah, and I will fight to defend my family and my life. So if you come, you're going to lose yours. No doubt about it. you're going to lose it. So there's no sense in you. It's foolish for a man to throw away their life trying to defend a man. Defend him, literally. Verbally and otherwise, trying to defend this man who couldn't give two rat tails about you. Proof of which, you look at the Nation of Islam as it relates to Minister Louis Farrakhan, and you'll find that it's a watered down nation and nothing more than Pentecostalism now. It's, nothing more than a Pentecostal preacher with a design for clothing and a speech that seems like the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But these teachings have devils in the details. For instance, you have the Dianetics. You got black Muslim fools talking about Dianetically speaking. Black Muslim fools having their lives audited for the white man to know exactly what's going on. And where does this come from? It comes from L. Ron Hubbard, a white devil. Now, this is what Minister Farrakhan has taken and duped the people, or rather the Nation of Islam, duped many Christians that have come in the nation with these fallacies. The farce on Washington. We're going to talk about and deal with all of this. We're going to deal with it from the start of the devil and when he got there, or rather the demon, because he has no power. Well, you do what the white man tell you don't have any power. But we're going to go all the way back to when he first was accepted into the Nation of Islam, his first incept and his first acceptance in the Nation of Islam, how he got there, what he was really doing, and who he was really working for. And once he got in there, what his role was from the other agents that were in, such as John Ali, the National Press Secretary, such as Wallace Warith Muhammad, Dean Muhammad, who was the son of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who organized the poisoning of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, in respect to you, and his title said it himself, that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was poisoned. And I want to point out to you that in the light that the Honorable Minister Malcolm X was shot, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad was poisoned. And the Most Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad was also poisoned. I want to make it plain to you that each of these men died in February. The first death happened in February of 1965. The second death happened in February of 1975. There was supposed to be a third death with Huey P. Newton, and it was a failure because the 1971 target was Newton, but Newton called, and it was arranged through Minister Farrakhan, and the confusion was arranged through a speech that Minister Farrakhan spoke against Huey Newton. It's 1971. And Huey, with armed Panthers, invited him to a meeting. And literally the Panthers had to cock their weapons from the confusion that was started from Minister Farrakhan. Because they thought they would protect Farrakhan, and the Panthers had cocked their weapons. It was going to be a bloody day. Cooler heads prevailed when Minister Farrakhan scrupulously and cunningly allowed cooler heads to prevail. Allowed cooler heads by telling the Muslims to relax. That happened in 1971, and he holds. You have to understand this about the minister. He holds grudges. He doesn't let them go. He doesn't let them go. Brothers and sisters, you better listen. You better hear me out. And all you got to do is pay attention and you'll know. I know this because I was so close to Dr. Khalid Muhammad that when I was serving him that I would see it. saw levels of envy, saw levels of jealousy, saw levels of uh, uh, complicitly green envy and strife. I saw that because there's to be no one on the top but the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's the only one, and he wants to be beyond reproach. You have to understand that, which no one is beyond reproach, brothers and sisters. I want you to know that. But each of these deaths that happen, Huey P. Newton didn't get dealt with in 1971. So then the second attempt came through drugs, them trying to drug and kill him. That never happened. The third attempt with Huey P. Newton came in 1986, I believe it was. They tried to kill him. It didn't work. Tried to give him bad drugs. That didn't work. Tried to catch him to inject him with poison. That didn't work. And so finally they got him in 1987, 88. Now, they said that a guerrilla army came to kill him. So they had another black agent that they had to say that he was a part of the guerrilla army out of prison that blamed Huey for the dismantling of the Panthers, and so they killed him. They blamed it on drugs, say that he owed a drug debt. This is untrue, brothers and sisters, and it's too simple, especially to a man that had already cleaned his life and had started a drug rehabilitation program, which the devils are using today. Alcoholic Anonymous, Alcohol and Drug Anonymous. So, and I just want to tell you these things. That the groundwork has to be laid so that you know what you're dealing with and what we're talking about. So this is the reason why I'm taking my time to give this introduction. So we're going to have this introduction, and then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I want you to understand that you and I in a war. Now, they couldn't kill Newton in February, so they ended up killing him in August. He was due to be killed in 1989. Now, there's reason for this because the Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad, had already entertained Huey Newton and Huey P. Newton, and was entertaining to raise the Panthers. It was already in the works. But they had to keep him away from it, so they sent out another agent that helped in the death of Huey P. Newton, named Aaron McCarthy. He came in 1988, 1989. Rose up on the scene in 1986 to actually, quote unquote, so they say, to arrange the new Black Panther Party. You have to see this. So you got it. You have to understand the mockery in it. The new Black Panther Party. Now they destroyed the old Black Panther Party and even had one of its members, the barbecue man, we call him Bobby Seale, to arrange and help aid in the assassination of Huey P. Newton. Excuse me, brothers and sisters. I know exactly what I'm saying, and I want you to know. I want you to understand it so you can put the math together. You can put it all together. You can get it. There's a book written called Malcolm X, Why Was He Killed? And you can find it on Amazon. Malcolm X, Why Was He Killed? And so they had to deal with Dr. Khalid Muhammad. So here Aaron McCarthy comes on the scene. Some people call him Michael McCarthy. He's got different names. He's an agent, so he has a lot of different names to confuse you and I. But it's the same man. He comes on the scene. He raises up the new Black Panther Party. Quote unquote, turns it over in a voting election to Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Also, you have Michael Muhammad. And both of these guys that are present disappears. And this falls into the lap of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And he's working with them. Even while he was in the nation, he's very familiar with them already. Now, this was nothing new. Now, in the light that he was excommunicated from the nation by a speech he did at King College, he was defending the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and he was excommunicated by this after that speech by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who was under orders from his white master, Bill Clinton, and the House of Representatives and the House of Senators from the Democratic Party. And they had problems with Dr. Khalid, the government did, and him talking about the Catholic priests and what's under that skirt, which is symbolic to what is really going on. How did all of this start? And so I want you to understand that during this time that the Honorable Minister Dr. Khalid Muhammad is ostracized and is set apostate by the minister himself out of the nation as far as a major officer, you began to see a lot of things unfold. The House of Representatives vote to silence the Dr. Khalid Muhammad. House of Senate did the same thing. They pressed the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to do something about it, and he moves Dr. Khalid down. No real reason. Same way Malcolm was killed and excommunicated from the Nation of Islam. Not by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I want you to understand that. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad set him down, but he didn't seek to pull him out. This is the move of a government that decided to divide the Minister Malcolm X from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And after that, they're pulling the strings on it. Even when these men tried to make peace, they're pulling the strings. Now, if you fast forward to Dr. Khalid Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan as an agent that caused the death of Minister Malcolm. Such a man as Malcolm is worthy of death. This is what he said. This came out of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's mouth, and it has come out several times after that, because he loves power that much. He loves power so much that he put the wife of Minister Malcolm and his children in danger, and had men out of his mosque, with his words, to shoot his teacher down, the brother that he said he loved. If you look at Dr. Khalid Muhammad, same thing happens. You say, well, the players are not there. Of course they are. You have James Best. James Best was in California in 1965. 1963 to 65. He was moved to New York during the time of Minister Malcolm, prior to the time of Minister Malcolm's assassination, just days prior. And this is a matter of record. All you have to do is do your homework, brothers and sisters. So this same James Best took part in this plot to kill Minister Malcolm X. The same James Best was set up in a plot to kill Dr. Khalid Muhammad. And this is, you're looking at 1965, and then rather 63 to 65, and then you're looking at 1993 to 1997, where the same thing would take place, where they tried to kill the Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and James Best is there. James Best killed his own brother. He's exonerated. This is in the 60s, in the 1965, the 60s. He's a known killer, and a known coward who would shoot people in the back to put guns in people's face and make them buy the nation's paper and stuff like that. They knew it. And all I want to say is that this unruly informant and agent for the FBI and CIA, you know them because they reward their killers. This man had never been arrested for the crime that he committed. And proof of which, when he shot at Dr. Khalid Muhammad and shot him, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asked Dr. Khalid Muhammad not to press any charges. Now, we put this in a recording called Freedom Papers, myself and Professor Steve Coakley, or Brother Steve Coakley. So you'll find Freedom Papers, you'll find the same information. But the fact of what I want to say, or the point of the matter, is that we're dealing with an agent. Dealing with an agent. And Minister Farrakhan stayed away from Dr. Khalid the entire time, only meeting him in certain short periods just to keep him blind. Just to keep him blind. Same way that David kept Uriah blind, who was loyal to him. The same way. So, nonetheless, Uriah was killed. He carried the letter to his own death. And if you look at all the incidents, Minister Louis Farrakhan is in the middle, stirring the pot and making certain moves that would actually confuse you. I know I was confused when he said on Donahue in the 1980s, and also once in the 1990s, that someday white Muslims would be, white people would be able to join the Muslim mosque of the Nation of Islam. They may be able to join his mosque, but they won't be able to join mine, because we have to have something for ourselves. And see, when you get a Muslim that is out teaching this kind of heresy and foolishness and hypocrisy, this is dangerous, brothers and sisters, to the nation. The same man said that he loved Father Pfleger openly. No shame that he loved Father Pfleger. Father Pfleger is his friend. Here, this man, Father Pfleger, is a pedophile. Even the Catholic Church has decided to ostracize him because he was adopting these boys. And there's no telling what he was doing because he wasn't married. And then the boys end up dead. Both boys he adopted ended up dead. And you have to think about that. You let that simmer for a while. Yeah. Rub your nose in it so you can figure it out. What we already know, see. Those of us that already know. I'm trying to hip you to what's going on, but you can't hip you to what's going on because you still caught up. Still hypnotized. Still hypnotized by this demonic position that and demonic power that Minister Farrakhan has over you. I know, because I was under the same thing. I was under the very same thing, but brother, I woke up. Dr. Khalid Muhammad woke me up, taught me how to use my own mind. Taught me. So, brothers and sisters, you've got to wake up. Here this man, 25 years after Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. made a fool of himself, marching in between two dead men, a dead man named Lincoln and a dead man named Washington. Here, Minister Farrakhan talked about a day of atonement for the white devil, who is constantly killing you, constantly beating you, constantly fighting you, constantly mistreating you, constantly lynching you, constantly dragging you behind the rope. It hadn't even stopped today. Today they're having the trial of Kyle Rittenhouse, because even the young ones now know that they can kill you, beat you, and do whatever they want to and get away with it. And here he desired to take you back 25 years later to the very place that you were at before, believing that you could be at peace with this devil that put you in slavery and continues to enslave you. Brothers and sisters, you've got to wake up. The time is now and the hour is late that you would wake up and figure it out all by yourself. Figure out exactly what's going on. You got to figure out what's going on. You got to open your eyes, open your mind, open your nostrils, and think, hear, and smell, and contemplate. Examine where we are and how we got here. Only you can do it for yourself. No one can do it. Do for self what no one else can do. And that's self-improvement. So he had the Million Man March. He didn't have Dr. Khalid at the Million Man March, because he had already made the move against Dr. Khalid in 1993. He even told the brother at Abyssinia Baptist Church, "We'll kill you for coming against this." There were Muslims there. I was there, brothers and sisters. Muslims asking Dr. Khalid, "Did you hear what the minister said, brother?" He said, "Yeah, I heard what he said." We put all that information in the Freedom Papers. And we even have Dr. Khalid admitting these things in the Freedom Papers. On YouTube, we put it there. We put it there. Brother Coakley, Steve Coakley, and myself put it there for your learning, so you'll have it. So you're learning that you're not to be glamorized or glorize ourselves, but so you could have the truth. So you could have the truth. Because I tell you, we're in a dangerous hour. Now the man has, you see, women in the Nation of Islam are becoming exposed now. They're taking their hijabs off and all of that. Brothers, it's shameful. Shameful. Staying out all times of night. You find them out when they shouldn't be, without their covering, in the dangers of the world. The spirit of rebellion. The spirit of rebellion. Brothers and sisters, we've got to find our way. The only way we have is what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught, is unity and a do-for-self mentality. That's it. That's it. Muhammad's way is right. His way is right. When they killed Dr. Khalid Muhammad, they also killed him in February. So you got 3 deaths. And see, the devil that you deal with has a dark humor. I just want you to know it. Hope that you will listen so you'll know it. He has a dark humor. Now, he killed all of them in February. All of them were killed in February. Each one. And that's his signature. It's a signature. So what's going on? You got to learn better, brothers and sisters. You must learn. Because don't let it be too late. Don't let it be too late. Now is the time. Now is the time. Don't let it be too late. But this is what I wanted to put before you, is what we'll be coming out with. And we will take our time to explain it. Also, you can go listen to it on the Moorish World TV, where we talked about it, talked about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and other agents that are used to keep us down, such as Tamika Mallory and all the others. And if you notice, they all defend one another. All you got to do is pay attention. They all defend one another. Each time. Each time. They all defend one another. Another dead giveaway. So, brothers and sisters, I thank you. I appreciate being able to talk with you. And I really mean that. I put out these series because I have to. I'm putting out this introduction to explain the part 1 through 4 because I have to. And I know that if I don't put this information out, you're not going to know. You won't have a way to fight. And we have to fight. We have to fight on every level. We have to fight. And have to be willing and determined to win. And we have everything that we need. Everything that we need, brothers and sisters, to win. And I encourage you to be truthful in all you do. I encourage you, husband and wife, to do your best to get along. If you don't have anything to say, don't say anything at all. But don't rip each other down. Don't destroy one another. It's bad for each other's mind. It's bad for your heart. It's bad for your disposition as Muslims. Love your children. Teach them the truth. And stay close to Allah. And meet together even as the end day approaches, even more so. There should be services going on in even the Baptist churches and the Christian churches, the Pentecostal churches. Everyone should be coming together. If you're black, you should be coming together. And if you are not wise enough to notice you're black in this day and date, well, I'm sorry for you. There's nothing we can do for you if you don't accept the fact that you're black and that you need help to do for self. And this practice has to keep, because that power is being turned over to you, but there's other rising powers, such as China and other nations, that we may suffer at their hands if we don't get it together. But we know that this power is leaving from this white man. We got to be ready to grab it and run with it. We know this leaving. We're becoming powerful, but we can become even more powerful. So when we get it, we'll do the right thing with it. That we can move the white devil and his black demons out of the way so we can prosper. So we can move forward and not have to lay back, but move forward. And be justified in our dealings. Be just in every decision we make to solidify our liberation and our freedom. So stay tuned. Be looking for that. Look for it on Morge World TV. We talk about it there too with Brother Minister Tarka Bey. You can be looking on YouTube, because after this introduction, you should see Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part 4 of the Added Up. Farrakhan is an agent. Added Up. That'll be the name of it. He's always saying add it up. So we're adding it up. We're adding it up. Farrakhan is an agent. We're adding it up. Well, thank you, brothers and sisters. I love you, and I leave you the same as I did when I greeted you. And I say to you, Assalamu alaikum, which means peace be unto you. Peace be unto you, a peace that surpasses all understanding. Peace be unto you. In the Arabic tongue, it is Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, be well. As usual, stay close to Allah and allow Him to direct your path. And if you allow that, then everything is going to be all right.